The ambitious Punani perspective. Okay, some of my favorite people in the entire world are black women. Get into it. My other favorites are black men, but that's not the point right now. Okay? I just love black people with my whole heart.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Naysay with the Punani perspective. This is the channel where pop culture meets history. I hope you enjoy today's show.
All right, guys. What's up? I ain't been here in a minute, but guess what, guys? It is my 7th Naysay anniversary, and I'm just excited, right? First of all, 7 is my favorite number, right? It is the sign, the number of completion, and I'm just excited to be here. The weather where I am is horrible. It is cold, it is raining, and this is May 27th, and it is cold. So ladies and gentlemen, please be advised, be grateful for all of the things that you have. So for my 7th Naysay anniversary, I want to discuss this whole thing that's going down in Greenville, South Carolina. Okay, so if you haven't heard about it, I'm about to tell you about it because it's some bull jive. All right, so first of all, if you haven't heard about it, let me tell you, Juneteenth is actually June 19th. And that is the day that slaves down in Galveston, Texas, got word that what? Slavery was over, right? But when did they get it? In 1865, right? But the Emancipation Proclamation was signed in 1863. So what had happened? Okay, so people is holding off information from the people who need the information. So when the slaves got word, they bounced. I mean, like, I'm going to be here no more. I'm out. So that is Juneteenth, June 19th. So it is a celebration of the end of slavery. Now we're going to fast forward, right, to 2022. I'm sorry, disregard, 2021. I believe it was 2021. Let me just look that up real quick so that I don't give you guys any misinformation. So it was in 2021 that Joe Biden, who was the president at the time, who still is the president rather, he gave it a national holiday status. So let's go all the way back. 1865, black people who were enslaved down in Texas, Galveston, got word that slavery was over, and it took all the way up to June 17th, 2021, for the President of the United States, not even the black one, not Obama, but Joe Biden, to give Juneteenth national holiday status. But now we got black people in Greenville, South Carolina. Let me calm down because I'm getting excited. You know I'm a woman of a certain age, and I'm getting excited. I don't want my pressure to rise, but this thing got me tight. This is my 7th Naysay anniversary, guys. I'm supposed to be celebrating, but I had to get on here and talk about this debacle down in Greenville, talking about we gonna put white people on posters and banners to celebrate Juneteenth. Are you kidding me? Now, I don't want to get mad. I don't want to be angry. This is a day of celebration, like Juneteenth. A day of celebrating the end of slavery. So when I hear, and let me tell you something, by the way, if you don't know, guys, the people who put this celebration together just started this celebration in 2022, since Joe Biden made it a national holiday in 2021. The people who put this festival together are all black. The founder is black, a black man. The 2 co-founders are black men. And by the way, as an aside, every board member, every member, and every team member, all black, all highly educated. These are not stupid people. So you mean to tell me these 2 co-founders, 1 founder, and then there are 9 other board members, 5 of whom are pastors. One of the pastors is Aventa Gray, who, if you don't know, she's the wife of Pastor John Gray. You know, that pastor down in Greenville who was full of scandals and sexual escapades with women other than his wife. Yes, Aventa Gray and her husband are both pastors. So she's also a board member. You mean to tell me I'm talking all of these highly educated black people are on this board for the Greenville Festival for Juneteenth, and none of them saw anything wrong with white people on the posters and banners celebrating the end of slavery in 1865? Are you kidding me? Now, the board member who's actually the founder, his name is Reuben Hays. He went on, y'all could Google schmoogle, he went on the televisions and on the news shows to, I guess, try to walk stuff back, right? He wants to clean things up, right? Nah, son, you already spilled the milk. It's already gone. Like, you did that and then had the nerve to say, oh, he wanted to do something so it could be all-inclusive. Really? Really? We can't even have the end of slavery. You want... Now your pressure, girl. Your pressure, girl. Take a sip. It's my naysay verse. Sorry. You know I can't sing, but I try all the time, right? But I'm tight because not for nothing, ladies and gentlemen, party people everywhere in the world, this is specifically for black people. We don't need no, what is that? DEI, diversity, inclusion, and all. We don't need that. This is Juneteenth. Most people didn't even know about Juneteenth. Let's be clear. Most black people and damn sure white people didn't know about Juneteenth. Not for nothing, ladies and gentlemen, it became a national holiday just 2 years ago when black people have been fighting for this holiday for years. But funny enough, check this out. The first state who made Juneteenth a state holiday was Texas. Get into it. Like, yeah. We delayed your freedom, but we gonna give you this state holiday. Ain't that, Lord have all the mercy. White people will try to gentrify everything, right? So when I see white people on these banners and posters commemorating the Juneteenth holiday, that black people were no longer slaves, but black people allow white people to be on these posters and banners, I'm like, what's going on with the cognitive dissonance in the world amongst black people? Because please be advised, I don't recall ever seeing any black people on any posters or banners commemorating anything with Asian holidays or Cinco de Mayo or I don't know, whatever is not black. So why do we always feel we have to include them in something that's specifically ours, our pain? They don't have nothing to do with that. Oh, well, maybe they do. It's on the other side of the pain, though. The pain, the other side of the pain is called profit. Okay? They were profiting off our pain, yet we want to put them on some goddamn posters and banners commemorating Juneteenth in Greenville, of all the states, Greenville, South Carolina. Now, let me tell you something. When South Carolina first observed Juneteenth, it was in 2008. You know what else happened in 2008? Obama. He was inaugurated January 20th, 2009. So Obama was running that whole, do you understand where I'm coming from? So when I look at these black people, every person on the Juneteenth festival board for Greenville, South Carolina, everyone is black. Not one white person had any influence over that decision. As a matter of fact, the city of Greenville didn't even have any decision making involved in that those posters going up. It was all black people who decided to put white people on the posters and banners commemorating Juneteenth in Greenville, South Carolina. I'm appalled. I'm appalled because you worried about gentrification in certain neighborhoods and communities where black people have been living for many, 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 many years, but you don't see the problem with white people being on these posters and banners commemorating Juneteenth, which is our pain. How dare these black people? And like I said, these are not stupid black people. Every one of them are educated, 5 of whom on the board are pastors. One of those pastors is Aventa Gray, and she is married to John Gray, a pastor of a mega church in Greenville. So nobody had a problem with that? Well, I do. So when are we going to stop being all inclusive for white people to be in black people's spaces? When? I don't know when, but I hope it happens real soon because this is ridiculous. Nobody sees that it is a problem but me. No, I'm sure there are others. I'm sure I've seen the tweets. All I'm saying is, how dare they? And then if you didn't see anything wrong with it, you 10 toes down on, oh, I'm just doing it for inclusion. We always say we want a seat at the table. No, they never gave us a seat at the table. We always had to march. We were dying. We were hung. We were sold. We were whipped. We were used as experimental pegs in gynecological rooms. Yes, we are Henrietta Lacks. We were assassinated Dr. King. We were vilified Malcolm X, Huey P., the whole Black Panther movement. And you mean to tell me what is his name? His name is Reuben Hays. Mr. Reuben Hays of Greenville's Juneteenth Festival felt the need to be all-inclusive. And meanwhile, you got governors throughout the country trying to strip children books out of their schools and libraries so they don't learn about black history. How dare you? I'm fed all the way up. Like, I don't understand these black people. Y'all know I call black people like that roadkill, but I'm going to give them a little bit of grace. I'm going to give them a little bit of grace because the roadkill type of black people are, in my opinion, the Clarence Thomas types, the Candace Owens types, the Herschel Walker types. Those are the roadkill black people that I'm referring to. I don't know these people well enough to call them that, but what I will say is this cognitive dissonance that they're suffering, this, all-inclusive that they're suffering from, is bull shit. Now, when I think about all of the slaves who died fighting to be free, do you think they wanted to look at posters of white people? Like, just think of it, because that's what it's for, right? Commemorating the slaves who were free. Do you think any of them would want to look up and see white people on these posters and banners? That's how you honor their memory. You do the good for them. But no, you want to be all-inclusive, Mr. Reuben Hays, and your board members and your co-founders with your 5 pastors and all of these educated, highfalutin PhD doctors, and they got all the initials after their names. Those are the black people who want to be all-inclusive. Meanwhile, you have governors taking black books out of the schools. Now, what does that have to do with this? Everything, in my black lady opinion. So if you felt, Mr. Reuben Hays, that what you were doing was so right, why did you apologize? Why didn't you just stand 10 toes down, hard body? Because if I'm doing something that I feel is 100% right, I'm going to take that hit and I'm going to stand 10 toes down because that's what I feel. I don't feel it's wrong. I don't feel I should take it down. He apologized. He's going on this whole apology tour online, and they already took the posters down. So if you felt what you did was right, it's all inclusive, Why did you take it down? You knew it was wrong. Your mama probably said, yo, son. Your granddaddy, grandpappy, somebody said, yo, what the hell? And this is what I'm saying. Every board member is black. Not one of them, not a spouse, not a cousin, not an uncle. Nobody said, yo, y'all playing yourselves with that. You got Goldilocks and Tarzan on these goddamn posters. Meanwhile, Quita and Tyreek can't even learn about James Baldwin and Maya Angelou. Like, make it make sense. So, I know I'm not crazy. I just love my people. But I don't understand why my people do these stupid things. Greenville, South Carolina, celebrating Juneteenth. Fabulous. They just started this festival last year. And so it's not a whole long-term thing they got going on. So the second year you're celebrating, you make this level of a mistake, how would you redeem yourself? Because the apologies that have been given and taking down of the banners and the posters, in my opinion, is not good enough. It's not good enough, in my opinion. Because I feel like all of these highfalutin educated people, most of them, a lot of them are Army vets, a lot of them are in the ministry, and this is all we get. So what are you teaching your congregation, pastors? What are you saying to all of your flock who sit in your pews and pay their 10%? What are you saying to these individuals? Because that's what's frightening to me, right? There was a time when the church was the place that you got all your good information. Remember, there was no internet back in the days. And a lot of black people sadly couldn't even read. And those that could, would disseminate the information. And a lot of the pastors was the source of the information. But when you're teaching the way that Goldie and Tarzan wants you to teach, then you're not teaching properly. Naysay has a few principles, and one of them is teach yourself and your babies. So if you don't know, guess what? You're teaching nonsense. So to see all of these pastors on this board and nobody saw that these posters were a problem? Yo, I am flabbergasted. He's talking about let me just read what he said. He said, we acknowledge this mistake having been made and will correct the error quickly. Really? You should have never done it. Then he said, this error was an attempt at uniting all of Greenville. So let's stop there. So that means Greenville is not united. And thereby a slight oversight, that's major, on one individual's part. So who's the one individual? And then you're a chump for throwing that person under the bus because you're at the helm. You're the founder. The buck stops with you. So you're going to throw your underling under the bus. Somebody that probably, more than likely, had to go through you for approval. This error was an attempt at uniting all of Greenville and thereby a slight oversight on one individual's part that prevented us from fully embracing the original. I can't even read it anymore. This is some bull jive, because if you know it's a celebration of the depth of black culture, why is Goldie and Tarzan on the banners and posters? Tell me why. Then he goes on to say, we take full responsibility for this misstep. Well, you should. Who else is going to take responsibility for it? No one else did it but you, Mr. Reuben. Our dedicated team has worked tirelessly to curate remarkable Juneteenth experiences. Okay, I'm sure of that. And we anticipate a beautiful celebration that everyone will be pleased with and proud of. More than likely, that's factual. We're just worried about these goddamn banners and posters because, see, that's how you water stuff down. You water it down by putting the white people on it and makes it palatable for white people, right? Oh, don't let the Negroes get too riled up. Don't let them get too excited. They might do, what are they doing over there? So we got to include them? Meanwhile, you have the governor of Florida signing bills at midnight in the dark behind closed doors with only people who look like him, white men. But you want to be broad daylight, Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade inclusive. Moving forward, we are committed to ensuring that our events full of diversity, inclusivity, and historical significance. Listen, I'm over it. I'm over his statement because it's a bunch of BS, right? A bunch of BS. You got caught out there. People called you out in real time. Then you said, oh, I'm going to hurry up and apologize. I'm going to hurry up and take him down. But I'm still going to go forward with the same ideology of inclusivity. Now, I don't know. I think they would have come, Goldie and Tarzan would have come anyway because one, the food is good. The music is good. The sentiment is great. The culture, you know, we got the culture. So yes, it would have been an exciting experience. They would have come regardless. But no, you think, oh, let's put them on the poster so we don't hurt their white fragility. I don't know. I don't know the motive behind it. But what I do know, it was stupid. What I do know is I'm pissed. What I also know, this is my 7th naysay anniversary, and I'm very excited to still be here doing this. I don't do it as often as I used to, but it's still in my heart. Mwah. I love you, and thank you so much for being here.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Naysay with the Punani perspective. It is my promise to all of you that I will do my best to enlighten and inform and to make you proud. It is my perspective. Peace and blessings. I love you. See you next week. Mwah!
Okay? I just love black people with my whole heart.